As we mentioned at the top of the show, Senator, you are a candidate for re-election this November. As a Democrat, you've received strong support in a state with a considerable conservative streak. President Trump is clearly focused on the Granite State. He had to postpone a rally in Portsmouth. He said it was due to the weather, but it's determined to reschedule that. Do you think that he actually will reschedule it?
Well, I don't know. I can't speculate about what he might do. I think it would be unfortunate to schedule a rally in an indoor closed location as long as the threat from coronavirus exists. And we saw what happened in Tulsa and the number of cases that have spiked after the rally he did there. So I think, again, the scientific data about staying out of large crowds should be followed until we get through this pandemic.
And what role, how will New Hampshire play in this election cycle? How do you see it?
Well, New Hampshire has been a state that's been in play in, boy, every presidential cycle since the early 90s, and I expect it will continue to be in play. Donald Trump only lost New Hampshire by under 3,000 votes in 2016 to Hillary Clinton. He still has a lot of support here. So I think this will be a very hard-fought race between Joe Biden and Donald Trump in New Hampshire, and it will be hard-fought all the way down the ticket. New Hampshire is a purple state, unlike many of our New England neighbors, and we have a very independent streak. We have the highest percentage of voters are registered as independent, and they like to make their own decisions about what they do. So I expect this to be a very tough election.
I'd like to talk about another subject that was a dominant subject in the news and I'm sure in your life, but then it's still important, but with coronavirus and with the Black Lives Matter movement, it has perhaps been pushed back in the terms of conversation. I'm going to talk about opioids. It's been a major factor, and it still is a major factor, and there has been a spike in the number of drug overdoses in America, which have risen dramatically. You've been a leader in the fight against opioid abuse. Is it difficult to raise the alarm when COVID-19 is an even larger issue?
It has been. As you point out, it's been pushed to the back pages of news reports, and yet it continues to kill people. New Hampshire has been, sadly, one of the states with the highest number of overdose deaths for the last 5 years or so, and it's an issue that people here have worked hard to address, and we saw that the number of cases were coming down for a little while, and now we're beginning to see them go back up. And because there has been so much focus on the coronavirus, the economic fallout from that, the dollars that are needed to continue to support treatment for substance use disorders, that are needed to continue to support first responders, all of that, I'm going to continue to sound the alarm because it's a continuing outbreak that hasn't been stopped just because some other headlines have gone to the forefront. I was in Manchester yesterday, the largest city in New Hampshire, and I met with the mayor, the captain of the fire department, and a number of social service agencies, the mental health agency there. And they have a wonderful new initiative that they've started where, first of all, they have a safe station program where people can come in at any time and be connected to treatment, which has worked very well. But now they're doing something different that I think is even better. They're going out and trying to reach people who have substance use disorders where they are. Sadly, so many people are now homeless because of the substance use, the SUDs, right. And so they're going out and screening them where they are, seeing what people need, and trying to get them into treatment. It's been very effective. It's a model that I think may work across the country, and we need to support those kinds of efforts that help people because, you know, unfortunately, we're still seeing the stigma attached to addiction, and it's that stigma that has been one of the major roadblocks to getting people the help they need.
Senator,
I think one of the things in New Hampshire that's helped is that we understand that this is a chronic disease, right, and we've got to support it that way.
Thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it. Senator Jeanne Shaheen, our guest this morning from her home in New Hampshire. Please continue to stay well. You look well, so please continue to stay well.